I'd rather miss my trade than go trade Nas. Oh man, I'm sticking with 30. I don't know, it's like I want to like the longs on 30, but it's in a interesting spot. That should be TP1 fully now. Yeah, that's TP1, up 1,000, out of risking 1,000. It's falling, I'm closing on my broker. I don't know what happened on this chart yet. I went from 2,000, which is my TP2 to 2,300. W day, another $2,000 trade. I'm doing the withdrawal right now. Our team, and we made it to Miami. All right, and good morning, everybody. Hopefully get this light a little bit better, but good morning. Welcome back to another video. Today, it is Friday, the last trading day of the week. Yesterday, we made $2,000 in 2 trades, 1 W, 1 break even. We were looking for shorts on US 30, caught a crazy dub. So if you didn't check out that trade yesterday, you didn't check out yesterday's vlog where I caught the 2,000 and withdrew $2,000, make sure you go check that out. But with that being said, we're gonna see what we can do today. No expectations. We're just gonna show up, follow the process, follow the plan, and whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen regardless. So if you wanna join the team, wanna get access to these live calls that I have every single Monday through Friday, and the educational calls I have Saturday and Sunday, the one-on-one calls that I have with my students, the course contents, all of the above, did you make your first 5 figures when it comes to trading? You can apply in the first link in the description. But with that being said, let's hop straight on the charts. Has some room to the downside still, and then we could possibly watch longs once it drops. But I'm definitely more bullish, but this is just long ideas as of right now. I don't really want to trade Nas. Oh, I'm glad. Ew. I'd rather miss my trades than go trade Nas. Oh man, I'm sticking with 30. For the longs, we can either retrace to the 1 hour, which in my opinion, that's the least likely because it has the least amount of confirmation, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. I think these 2 ideas are more likely. If 930 just pushes and pushes and pushes, I'll wait for the retracement to the 1 hour gap, expecting that 8 a.m. made the low of the day and take price to this previous days. Well, not previous high, the previous high is a little bit. It got ran, but London high. But besides that, I would need it to drop all the way down here for my next long. It will be early as fuck. What will stop loss be? If I can get a 50-point stop, maybe. 50 would be definitely be more than enough. But it's 930. Let's see how this hit for. If we can reject a little bit, I definitely like the longs, but we about to find out. I definitely like the longs though. But if it keeps falling like these, I just wait. Definitely wanted the longs, but right now it's definitely falling. I don't know how comfortable I'm gonna be to try to buy immediately right now, but I'm just gonna keep waiting a second just to kind of see how price plays around, because we have this daily gap all the way down there, but then we have this 4 hour right here around the 38.20% that I drew from. But I don't know, part of me wants to think that we're gonna just run Asia low up real quick. I think that would be an ideal, like run all this and then try to get his move. Like this could be something. But I don't know, it's definitely falling right now. And the other pairs were falling too. Something to be aware of. Gene break even, good work. And no trade for me yet. You got the shorts. I don't know, it's like I wanna like the longs on 30, but it's in a interesting spot. Like that 4 hour gap isn't the most cleanest. But that 4 hour gap also, wait. So that is, this our area right here, yeah. I think this area right here makes the most sense, but we're gonna see. If US 30 keeps chopping, if we don't run Asia low and we retrace to this gap, it could be a good short to take it lower, but it's I'm waiting to see what happens first type of thing. Because if we drop first and then retrace, I'll probably like the longs more, but if we retrace before hitting these main areas, I definitely think a short can make sense. Like a very similar thing to yesterday, but we'll see. And take advantage of the sell, or I let it keep pushing. What are the other things doing? They're dropping. Everything's dropping, US 30's going up. Hey, maybe the short may make sense. Or if it just flies from here, that'd be pretty upsetting. But this is where the short would be. Do I want to take it? I'm gonna give it a millisecond. Nas there. 30 is the one that's the bullish out of all 3. So it's like if one goes bullish, I would expect 30 out of all 3. So that's why I'm trying to be more cautious, because it rejected the area that I was in the longs, but it didn't hit it exactly perfectly, but it hit 2 of the 3 confirmations. So it's like, who knows? Yeah, that's why I'm like trying to be careful, because if I would have hopped in already, I would have been in drawdown. That's why I was like, I'm gonna give it a couple seconds, but not in nothing yet, because it looks like it wants to go up. But my first entry, yeah. I'm looking for shorts. Buys, I'm cool with buys. I just don't want to buy from where we are. I would want it to run Asia first and then buy. But if it just goes buys from here, personally, I would rather just take that little L. But I want it to go to the area that I'm mainly looking at, which is a little bit lower within price. It's a very similar situation to yesterday, very similar. I'm overall bullish, but for me to buy, I want it to come down here, so I just gotta wait. That should be TP1 fully now. Yeah, that's TP1, up 1,000, out of risking 1,000. This is gonna be where I'm probably gonna try to break even. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a second just to see how price move, but my shit is just ready to break even. I just got that shit on ready. Like, you know when you move your stop, but you don't press confirm yet? You just wait? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, let's see, because I could hit TP1 in a couple seconds. I'm breaking even 1,000% now. Like I'm fully, oh! Why does my chart look like this? Nah, the market's about to fall, I ain't gonna lie. Cause this shit's falling on my broker. It's falling. It's falling. I'm closing on my broker. I don't know what happened on this chart yet. It didn't have it yet. It's falling on the broker. I went from 2,000, which is my TP2, to 2,300. That's what I'm saying. Like, this would have been my TP like a little bit lower, but it went past my TP on my broker. So listen, I'll take it. But that's a dub. I mean, that's a dub. For y'all, that's still there for y'all. I mean, I doubt your trade isn't gonna hit. But that's a dub. I'll take it. 951. That's not bad at all. Nah, you good, bro. That shit is right there. Asia low just got hit. All right, but yeah, hopefully the microphone didn't die while we were getting that trade and everything. Worst case, I do have the live trade recorded, so I'll kind of maybe inception it if I have to. But W day, another $2,000 trade. I'm doing the withdrawal right now. I'm gonna be withdrawing $2,130, $2,140. Is I think what it is. I already did the withdrawal. The email should have came. Yes, so your withdrawal request for account has been approved. If I look for my other phone to show you the email over here, it is not real until it hits your bank account. Until it hits your bank, it ain't real until it's withdrawn. But with that being said, that is that. Now it's time to get the rest of my day started. I want to get everything packed. I want to get everything ready. I want to try to just get all that situated. W day. I do got to hop on a one-on-one call with a student first, though. So before we get everything else situated, hop on a call with my student, Gene. He actually caught the shorts also. So, yeah, that's the vibe. Nah, hey, that's exactly what I said happened to me. I said I closed my trade yesterday at 2,000 and closed at 1980. I closed mine at 23, but by the time it closed for me, I closed at 21. So, I mean, yeah, it happens. It moves fast. What I try to do to try to combat that is I usually wait. Like, I won't close it immediately. As soon as it hits TP, because now as soon as it hits it and it goes down a little bit, versus if it goes up a little bit and then goes down, I close it above. For example, like what happened today. It went above to 2,300. I only wanted 2,000, but by the time I closed it, it went from 300 to 2,100, and I closed at 21. But if I would have did that at 2,000, I probably would have made 19.
1 L and 3 Ws.
Nah, it's a W week. So W week, those were all on different days, so one trade a day, so like 4 different days.
Yes, Monday L, Tuesday W, Wednesday W. Yesterday I didn't trade.
And today.
I get
Hey, that's a good week if I do say so myself. Like me, I had today and yesterday were W's. The day before that, did I take an L or I didn't trade? I think I might have not traded Wednesday. Lost Monday, Tuesday, didn't trade Wednesday, traded Thursday, Friday. So I technically made back what I lost, and then I had to break even Wednesday. But, hey, it's dope. If I would have blew my account, if I wouldn't have been here to find that out after, then I would have been cooked. Risk, because I wish I knew when summer would get better, then I would just come back done. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's hard to be able to tell, so all we can do is just manage risk and keep ourselves in the game. Like I keep on saying, if I would have taken myself out the game because of how choppy the last 2 weeks were, I wouldn't have been here the last 2 days to be able to catch the trades. I wouldn't have been here last Friday to catch that trade. Like most of the trades that I'm catching after these little L streaks are after my L streak. So if I would have blew my account, would have did all the dumb shit, by the time my setup that actually would have played out would have came, I wouldn't have been able to do nothing. But it just shows you how important it is long term, because you might lose today, you might lose tomorrow, you might take a day off. You went 3 days not winning nothing, but on those last 2 days of the week, you make it all back plus some.
Because I think that's what I'm missing right now. Like, I know how to take the good entry, the gap, the fall break, but I'm working daily bias.
The daily bias is really just paying attention to where you are right now, because in this case, like I said, me today wasn't following the daily bias, which would have been longs. The longs would have made more sense. The longs made more sense because it's been bullish all week. Yesterday was significantly bullish. The day before that was significantly bullish. But based off of London running the all-time high, that is what led us to be short-term bearish, which is, in my opinion, more important than overall, because overall we're bullish. But if you would have been looking for buys, it wouldn't have. It just, no matter how close you were to the all-time highs, no matter how bullish the last 2 days were, no matter none of that. That's stuff that I use for the daily buys. But when it comes to stuff that I trust more, I'm always probably going to trust London session more than the previous day, because in a situation like this, where London session is showing us that we're bearish, when the previous day is showing us that we're bullish, it still went bearish and followed those things. I'm always going to look at London first and then the previous day. Now, if they go together, then it just helps. But when they don't go together, usually I'm going to trust London first, because I want to know what we're going to do now. We might have been bullish yesterday, but today we've been bearish. So I'm going to try to trust that a little bit more. But if London session also gives me certain characteristics such as, I'm trying to think, like say London session is chopping around, not really moving, doesn't really have a trend, then it makes more sense. I could still just follow the previous day's trend, because London didn't really do much. But when London did something like it did today, made an all-time high, ran the previous day's high and the Asia high at 2, 3 in the morning, and then started dropping right after, and then leaves the gaps behind for us to take the trade off of, it's kind of just, if we also would have dropped all the way here first. Even now, it's time for me to finish the packing and everything and get everything situated. The last things I need to get packed is literally all my electronics. So we just got to get all of this packed up, turn off my computer, bring everything that I need to make sure I don't forget to nothing. So yeah, let's get that all situated. But besides that though, probably see you in the car. It's time to get on this trip. It's time to go on an adventure. We got shit to do. We just parked the car and everything at this garage. We made it to Miami. About to go back to the Airbnb. We dropped the dogs off and everything. But yeah, welcome to Miami, welcome to Miami. Our team, and we made it to Miami. And I'm about to give you an MTV Cribs tour. This lighting right here is a little bit awkward, but I'm gonna aim it over here. But we made it to Miami, and now, I will say, unfortunately, I did have the live trade from this morning recorded, right? And I forgot to send it from my PC to my laptop to be able to edit to give to you guys in a live trade. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait until next week to be able to get that live trade again, but it is what it is. Let's get back to the MTV tour. But this this mirror is pretty nice. I like the way it glistens on my chain with this light. But then you move on over, then this is the kitchen area. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. This place, I like that it has a lot of art. Like, look at this. Look at this art right here. It's beautiful. And then you got these different mirrors. 1 mirror, 2 mirror, 3 mirror. You got the bathroom in here. You got another. Got my stuff over here, got my watches and everything. More lighting. Bathroom. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. Come out over here. We got more cool art. The art's everywhere, I'm telling you. Come over here. I like the way that this unit has like all these mirrors everywhere. It definitely adds to like the wide feel of everything. You have this painting also. Not sure what it is, but David Jacques Louis. 1748, I can't read, to 1825. And then I don't know what that says in there, but that's cool also. Look, there's just art everywhere. Like all these little things here is just elegant. All right, let's come over to the bedroom. You got the bedroom over here. More cool art on the wall. Nice bed. More art. Look at this. Vogue. Let me guess, nothing is in it? Oh, there is. Huh. Oh, I can't show that. That's unfortunate. Okay, we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. And then now we're gonna go to the outside, all right? And then look at this view. You have the Aston Martin building right there. You got the pools. Look at this. You can see the water all the way over there. It's a crazy view. Crazy view. It's gonna look even crazier at night. You got the yachts over there. This is crazy. You got the dog. This, hold on. This is Nautica. Expensive. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what the vibes are about to be right now. But yeah, W Cribs so far, W Art, W View. I don't know what's next, but welcome to mi casa, tu casa. And like I said, I'm a little sick that I don't got the live trade to be able to show you guys, but it is what it is. These angles are crazy. Looks like I'm in a palace. But yeah, I don't know, I'm about to finish unpacking and everything, but I'll see you guys when I see you next. All right, team, you guys can hear me? You guys should be able to hear me. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Where you? Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it. That should be good. Hopefully the audio is good. If it's not that good, we will fix it in the editing, but I'm going to give you guys a breakdown because like I told you, I unfortunately forgot to send the recording from my PC to my laptop. So I got 7 days until I can get back home to actually have the live footage. But look what we got. We got the background, got the view. We're about to have a trade breakdown. So sit back, enjoy it, take the game. We're going to get straight on into it. But as you can see, this is the trade in the background. It's still playing into profit. This trade overall went into a total of 1 to 4. I closed at about 1 to 2. And it went to 1 to 4, but we're going to explain why I took this trade and explain all the reasoning behind it. Originally, when it came to this trading day specifically, I was bullish. Yesterday, Thursday, was very bullish. The days before that, very bullish. we're also at an all-time high. The all-time high was somewhere right over here. I don't want to go too far back, but we ran the all-time high somewhere within this area, and then price continued to push up. And that's likely the reason why we ended up getting this big pullback, this big retracement. And I say pullback retracement because overall, look how bullish we are. I doubt this is going to be a full reversal, and if it is, then we keep looking for shorts. But until then, this is definitely just a retracement. But overall, I'm definitely still bullish, and that is the reasoning why I was bullish in the beginning of this video. But due to the fact that we simply weren't getting any reason for me to buy, I had to look for the shorts. So the main thing that I always do when I mark up my charts, I mark up the previous high and low. As you can see, previous high got ran at what time? It got ran originally at 1 a.m., but we created the high of the day at 2 a.m. What time do I tell you guys is very key when it comes to London? That 2 to 5 a.m. time is very key because that is usually a high probability time for false break moves, high probability time to create a higher low of the day on a London continuation model day. In this case, this is a London continuation model day. We created the high of the day during London, and we continued in that same trend until the market closed. But from 2 to 5 a.m. is very key. But in this case, at 3 a.m., we created, what was it? It was 2 a.m. 2 a.m. we created the high of the day after having a false break of the previous high along with the Asian session high. Now, this isn't a trade that I would have taken because it's not during my time to trade. But if this is something that happens, say, during 9 a.m., 10 a.m., that is a valid trade. But this is something that you guys can take advantage of if you want to trade London. I don't trade London, so it's not something I take advantage of. But the fact that I seen that this was bearish, the fact that I seen that we had that bearish movement, the fact that we weren't giving me any reason to buy, we weren't having any rejections, and the fact that 930 was falling and just falling, that is what led me to believe, okay, I'm going to watch this 1 hour gap. And why was this 1 hour gap the one I was watching? Keep it simple, because there wasn't no other gap. I mainly pay attention to the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. So starting on the 1 hour, what other gap do you see? This one got filled. There is no other gap. This is an all-time high. There's no price above this. This was the closest gap, and price was falling. So what did I do? At 9:30, I was waiting for a retracement into this gap. So I'm gonna go to the lower time frame because on the hour you're not gonna be able to see where it got that retracement. But if you go to the lower time frame and see what happened inside of that candle, right in here at 9:45, so after 9:30, that's when price retraced into this gap. That is when I was able to get my trade. For the people that watched the video as it happened, like I said, I don't have the live trade, unfortunately, but that is when I got my trade. It was 9 o'clock. It was dropping and dropping and dropping, gave the retracement, and this is where I got my entry right here. And that's why I was looking at the 15-minute, because I wanted to be able to actually see what was going on. I had a 50-point stop loss. That is average what I use. I either use 50 or 100. In this case, I used 50. And I was looking for a simple 1 to 2, maybe a 1 to 3, maybe a 1 to 4 if it really came down to it. But I'm always looking just for a 1 to 2. But that's where I took profit at a 1 to 2, right about here. We're going to go back to the hour time frame, and we're going to look at how it looks over here. And I'm going to give you the confirmations for this trade. Because the main reason was, one, we were bearish ever since London. We were following London session trend. In the beginning of this video, when I had this session with my 101 student, I specifically told him the same exact thing I'm about to tell you. I pay attention to London first, and then I pay attention to the previous day in terms of the trend. What did London do? Is it falling? Okay, I'm gonna look at the previous day. If the previous day was also falling, bet. Since they're aligned, I'm gonna look for shorts. But let's just say London is falling and the previous day is pushing. Since they're going against each other, I'm likely going to trust London first, and that's because I want to pay attention to what we are doing now. And in this case, that was the exact thing that happened. So in terms of confirmations for this trade, I'm also going to go to that lower time frame to see if there was a fib. So if I go pull a fib from the high of the day, which was from London, to this lowest point right here, which was the low at 9:30 before we started to pull back and give me that entry, I'm going to see if we got a fib, maybe a continuation level. Let's just see. Look at that. Ain't that perfect? It didn't hit it perfectly in there, but for the sake that we're looking at it on the hour, this is all genuinely in the same area. The main reason I need to actually press buy or sell to get into a trade is a false break or for that gap fill. In this case, the main reason for me to get into this trade was the gap. So that's where I got my actual entry. But in terms of confirmations, we have the fib short that I drew from the London session high to the current low, 38.20% retracement. Perfect. We have the 1 hour gap. Perfect. The 15-minute time frame when I was looking at it also had that 15-minute gap up here that it didn't tap into, but that was another area that I was watching within price. Okay, so now let's just start to put all these things together. I'm gonna take this away. So at what time? 9:30 in the morning, so 9 a.m. We traded into the 1 hour gap. We almost traded into, what was it, the 15-minute gap. Let's check the 4 hour. Was there a 4 hour gap here? Let's check. In this case, there wasn't a 4 hour gap, so there wasn't a 4 hour gap. We're gonna go back into this. So the 1 hour gap at 9 in the morning, along with the fib short, 38.20%, following London session strong. That was honestly my reasoning behind the trade. And you guys seen the reaction. You've seen what it did. You've seen how far within price it went. If you would have been targeting the Asian session low, you would have been good. If you would have been looking to fill this gap to the left, you would have been good. If you would have been looking to target this previous day's high over here, which is the daily gap on the higher time frame, you would have had a good trade. This is a great trade, a very simple trade, and something that every single one of you can replicate. You don't gotta overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. But with that being said, this is gonna be where the video is gonna be coming to an end. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one to be able to learn the same thing that you just learned in this video, plus some times 10, that makes you apply in the first link in the description. The second link is the free trading training, and the third link is the broker that you see me use to do the withdrawal today and yesterday. So you can use them if you want to know who I use. But besides that, I'm gonna see you guys in tomorrow's daily video. It's gonna be a little hectic, so if I don't get the video uploaded tomorrow, just know that when I get uploaded on Sunday, there's gonna be a lot going on. But besides that, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's daily video.